That's fake. That's fraudulent. She's promoting her tour and she's promoting her album cover. She was desperately trying to sell tickets. Money, 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 money.
Katy Perry thought a fake space trip would be the perfect way to stand out. But now she's in full meltdown mode as her concerts get canceled left and right because of it.
She's already canceled the Mexican leg of her tour as the ticket prices drop. Some of the tickets are going for less than $100.
Turns out, the only thing she had left was her music, and now nobody wants to hear a word from the astronaut who faked her way into space.
Well, it was all fake. You know it's fake because the door opened early and shut it. It was all a stunt.
Oh, and the best part? Blue Origin is getting sued too, all thanks to Katy and her celebrity pals.
These women in scuba suits who were shot up without helmets and without any charring on their vehicle at all in a massive dildo into space are somehow astronauts. They aren't.
But hey, don't tell me you haven't heard about the legal mess that followed. Well, if you haven't, here it is. A group of space experts and engineers jumped into the mix, slapping a lawsuit on Katy Perry and Jeff Bezos for what they called a staged production disguised as a real space mission.
Katy Perry probably burned $50 million with this stunt to take a dildo to space. And what did anybody get out of this?
Apparently, this whole flight was just a pre-recorded, CGI-heavy spectacle. You know, the kind of thing that makes you question if the moon landing was a real thing or if it was filmed in a Hollywood basement.
And you know it's fake because this is what a fake rocket looks like when it comes back to the Earth.
The public wasn't told they were watching a scripted reality show in space. They were sold this fake image that it was happening live. And let me tell you, space enthusiasts weren't having any of it. They were furious, and rightfully so, because this wasn't just some celebrity misstep. It was an attack on the integrity of space exploration. Now, let's talk about the real kicker here. The damage this did to space tourism's credibility. You've got to be kidding me, right? Space is supposed to be about truth, discovery, and exploration, not about who can sell the biggest lie.
This is what Elon Musk's rockets look like when they rescue astronauts doing real work in space. It's fiery.
Katy Perry, a pop star with zero background in space science, swoops in, hijacks the narrative, and turns it into a giant game of look at me for personal gain. This wasn't just about tarnishing her own image, it's about how it cast a shadow on all space exploration. If this is the kind of nonsense people can expect from space tourism, why should anyone trust NASA, SpaceX, or any of the other serious organizations doing real work out there? This was supposed to be an awe-inspiring achievement for humanity, but instead, it became just another celebrity stunt. The very thing that could have sparked excitement about space exploration now feels like just another tacky Hollywood production.
3 minutes. This is a 3-minute
Proud of you, Flynn.
dick rocket ride. And all they did the entire time was film themselves.
Oh, the moon! You guys, I will have to tell
And
you, look at the
you'll
moon.
watch this. And watch this. You're gonna love this
That's
one.
amazing.
And now, let's talk about Katy Perry's Lifetime's tour, shall we? This was supposed to be the comeback of the century, the big return after a long hiatus, the grand moment when she reclaimed her throne as the pop queen.
And now, just 2 weeks after she went to space, she is kicking off her Lifetime's tour, and it's not going well. It's actually doing, I think, worse than the album did.
Fans were pumped, the media was buzzing, and Katy was ready to reign supreme until she hit the stage and everything went, well, completely sideways. Her first performances? Let's just say the crowd was more confused than impressed. The energy? More like a naptime performance than a show-stopping return. She tried to bring back that spark, but instead, it felt like she was just trying to remember where she left it. The choreography? Oh boy, if you could even call it that. People compared her moves to a robot that missed a few oil changes. And let's not forget about lip syncing, because nothing says comeback like pretending to sing for real. Fans weren't shy about voicing their disappointment, and the memes? Oh, the memes were brutal.
She's promoting her tour and she's promoting her album cover. Right here.
Instead of wowing the crowd with her evolution, Katy ended up serving up a dish of disappointment. The tour felt rushed, underprepared, and honestly, a bit lazy. It was like she was trying to step into a new chapter, but the pages just weren't turning. And to make it even more laughable, she threw in some AI visuals because nothing screams future of entertainment like cold, disconnected technology. The idea was there, but the execution, not so much.
It couldn't possibly be because Katy Perry has an upcoming tour that is not sold out and is about to become the greatest humiliation of her career, could it? It couldn't just be like a desperate cash and money grab for Katy Perry, could it?
The visuals looked more like something you'd see in a low-budget sci-fi film rather than a pop star's triumphant return. Instead of adding to the performance, it just highlighted the fact that something was missing: authenticity. Fans didn't want to see a digital version of Katy Perry. They wanted the real deal. The one who could put on a show without relying on tech to make it look cool.
Katy Perry has a massive backlash on her hands. Let's begin. Astronaut, in quotes, Katy Perry responds to haters as she recreates space moves on her first night of her tour.
And then, of course, came the cherry on top: the glaring lack of female dancers during A Woman's World. Yes, the song is about empowering women, and Katy decided to put men on stage instead. The irony? Off the charts. Fans couldn't help but laugh at the hypocrisy, and rightfully so. A woman singing about empowerment but neglecting to empower women in her own show. It was the perfect metaphor for how out of touch Katy had become with the very themes she was trying to sell.
She was desperately trying to sell tickets. Money, 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 give me money.
But it didn't stop there. The tour continued its downward spiral, with critics piling on and fans growing more frustrated by the minute. What was meant to be a celebration of Katy Perry's musical evolution became a sad reminder of how far she had fallen from her peak. By the end of it, Lifetime's tour wasn't just a flop. It was a full-on unraveling of everything Katy had built. It exposed the cracks in her career and made fans wonder, is this really the same artist who used to top the charts? Or is she just another pop star trying to hang on to a past that's long gone? And if you think it can't get worse, buckle up, because here we go. Katy Perry's Lifetime's tour has turned into a financial disaster of epic proportions. Once the pop icon who could sell out arenas worldwide without breaking a sweat, Perry's latest tour has proven just how far her star has fallen. Early reports? Rows of empty seats at her concerts, like a sad reminder that her fan base isn't exactly showing up for the reunion tour. Despite the hype and the anticipation surrounding her return, the reality was a stark contrast. Some tickets were slashed to as low as $70. Yep, you read that right. A price usually reserved for those small local venues or up-and-coming acts. But even with those bargain basement prices, the shows still couldn't pull in the crowds. If the tickets are dirt cheap and you can't sell them, well, that's not a good sign.
The whole thing was completely fraudulent. This moment was a setup. And by the way, it's not working.
In cities like Houston, Minneapolis, and Denver, huge sections of the arena were completely untouched by fans. Once upon a time, Katy Perry's tickets were so in demand, you'd have to fight for them. Now, there were so many unsold seats that the arena looked more like a ghost town than a concert venue. The price cuts? Too little, too late. Even at $70 a pop, basically a steal for a former chart topper, Perry's shows still couldn't drum up the excitement. It's almost like the public realized they were getting a discount on a show they didn't even want to see in the first place.
Not only has Katy Perry had to cancel the first two stops on her tour because of maintenance issues at the stadium. Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, totally.
And if you thought it couldn't get worse, hold on tight. 2 concerts in Mexico were canceled, and guess what caused it? Construction delays. Yeah, because nothing says tour success like having your concerts canceled due to shoddy planning.
You're not astronauts. You were all luggage on this flight. You weren't a functionary and providing a service to this space flight, and it's not actually even really a space flight. We'll get into that in just a second.
Fans were absolutely furious, and naturally, they took to social media to express their frustration, calling out Perry's team for their lack of organization. This wasn't just a bad luck streak. It was a reflection of the larger chaos and logistical nightmares plaguing her entire tour. With every delay, the tour's credibility took another massive hit.
Oh, Katy Perry is facing absolute humiliation as her tour isn't selling at all, and we looked this up.
But the cherry on this dumpster fire of a tour? Perry's alleged $50 million loss. That's right, $50 million gone, just like that. For an artist who's used to dominating the charts and packing stadiums, this financial bloodbath must have stung. And it wasn't just a hit to her wallet, it's a blow to everyone involved in the production. The choreographers, the creative directors, the stagehands. The whole team had to watch as their work crumbled under the weight of a failed tour. Perry's fake spaceflight stunt was one example of how far removed she had become from what her fans wanted. It wasn't just the stunt itself, it was the way she tried to sell it as some sort of revolutionary moment. Fans saw through it quickly, and the backlash was swift. The space trip, like her tour, was a hollow attempt to regain relevance in an industry that had moved on from her.
This tweet reads, "The more videos I see of Katy Perry's tour, the more she pisses me off. I'm actually offended by how messy she is. Tom wrote, every single video I'm seeing of Katy Perry's tour is so cringe."
This trend of public rejection isn't limited to Perry. Many celebrities who once dominated the pop world are finding themselves struggling to connect with modern audiences. The allure of the pop queen has faded, and fans are no longer interested in the empty spectacle of celebrity. Instead, they're looking for authenticity, innovation, and real connection.
The fact that Katy Perry has 0 female dancers on stage during her performance of Woman's World on her Lifetime's tour says a lot about her and the type of feminism she claims to represent.
Unfortunately for Perry, her attempts to recapture the magic of her earlier years only highlighted how far out of touch she had become. Instead of embracing change and adapting to the modern pop landscape, she clung to outdated formulas that no longer resonated with fans. As a result, she became a part of a growing trend of celebrities whose time in the spotlight is fading, replaced by a new generation of artists who understand the changing tastes and expectations of today's music fans. So, what do you think? Is Katy Perry's Lifetime's tour just a bad chapter in her career, or are we witnessing the end of her pop reign? Drop your thoughts in the comments.